God, bro, I tell you, the production on this show is going downhill every week. Yeah, welcome to the Clutch Corner. I'm your host, Royal A. Shepherd, and I'm joined today by the First Lady of Five Region Sports, Alana Tahauer, my man Twan, who I haven't seen in quite some time, and my boy Kendall, who made one of the most fabulous fantasy trades of all time today. How you guys doing today?
Good, bro. Good.
As my man
Fabulous,
Simba
man.
would say,
Glad you're back.
feeling good.
Well, I'm happy to be back too. Last week I took my daughter on a date. That's the reason why I wasn't here. But we back now. Let's talk some Miami Heat. So we're going to talk about my favorite player first. Okay, my favorite player on the entire Heat roster had a picture that came out yesterday showing the rips, the cuts, a new body. My man Tyler Herro, man.
Your man?
Tyler, yeah,
Now
my
he's
boy.
your man.
My boy
Okay, now he's your boy.
My
Okay,
boy
got
T
it.
Swole came back. So a lot of things that we can take away from that picture. Obviously, he has been working on his body, something that we've been clamoring for since he got into the league. He looks stronger. Hopefully, he is stronger. But Alana, we'll start with you. What do you think of the new look, Tyler? What's up, bro?
I mean, he's doing what he needs to be doing. I don't think anyone thought that he was just gonna be at the weight that he's at. Like everyone knew he was gonna put on weight or he was gonna have to put on weight. He looks good. Let's just see how it translates on the court.
I think there's a good chance that it will translate because adding strength is one of the things that was a very big problem for him in terms of being able to finish around the rim, being able to finish through contact, getting through contact. Kendall, let's start with you, bro. Go to you next. What do you think about Tyler's new look?
Like Alana said, is definitely something that we were expecting because when he used to go to that hole back in these last 2 years, it used to be a little struggle for him when they used to put some weight on him. So I'm glad to see it because I have not been shy about saying I wanted him going after the bubble. I just thought his value was at a peak, and I just thought it was something we could capitalize on. And his play last year, even with all the circumstances, were down, but it was a different year. It wasn't just a normal NBA season. So now I'm expecting him to do bigger things. Like I'm expecting to see some improvement in his game. Like because when you put in the work on your body, it shows that you're committed, and at least it shows that you're committed. We know he can shoot. We know he can be a secondary ball handler. Now it's just he just really needs to become a little bit better defender, and he needed to work on his body. So if he's done that first part. Now let's see if he can translate it to the court.
The defender thing is something that I'm going to struggle with for the entirety of his career. I
mean, when you add who you added around him, you add two premier defenders. I think that you should see better improvement, somewhat like we've seen from Duncan Robinson over the last year from 2019 to last year. Duncan improved at least a smidge bit better, like on help defense and on ball.
No, for sure. I agree that him being stronger is going to help him be able to contain ball handlers a little better. But I mean, overall, that wingspan, it's just it's going to be a problem. Twan, my guy, tell me how you feeling about the new look, Tyler.
Well, first of all, I think we gassing a little bit. I think it was a little post workout swole. Had the good filter on the IG picture. That's all it is. But I think he's still working though. Like it's good to see that he obviously got physical limitations. So he controlling what he can control. He can control if he can get bigger and stuff like that. Obviously, you're always going to have a naturally smaller build. That's just genetics. But as far as the work he can put in, if that's as big as Tyler's going to get, hey, if you're going to get pushed off the spot, maybe it's not as far this time. But I guess it'll help. But he got like
y'all are such haters. I just walked into like a Tyler hate fest.
It's funny though, like because you get swoller, like your arms kind of shrink up a little bit, and he already ain't got a wingspan. So the wingspan
go up a little bit, bro, because you got to compensate.
Y'all can't just be happy that he's made some progress, huh?
I mean, good for him.
I am happy. I called him
right now.
Me too. I'm very happy.
Yeah, your guy in a sarcastic tone. I know you.
I was serious.
Your guy, my ass.
But no, in all honesty, I am happy that Tyler has put on weight because I do believe it makes him better equipped to deal with the load that he's going to have to carry in terms of being the leading man off of our bench this year. Is there anything in particular that you believe him adding weight will help him with when he takes on that new role, Alana?
I mean, obviously it's been said, but I think defensively it's going to help him more than anything else. I think that in general too, like it'll hopefully help his conditioning. I still don't think we understood like the full capacity of whatever injury he was dealing with. I know people were kind of saying like he was fine, but just because the Heat didn't necessarily talk about it doesn't mean that it didn't impact his game more than we got let on to. So I mean, I don't know, maybe it'll help him stay healthier for longer, but regardless, I do think defensively it should do something.
Okay, Twan.
I think it would have to be defensively because offensively his game is built around avoiding contact. He goes with a lot of reverses, got a lot of like one foot fades and things like he loves his little floaters to the side of the rim. Like a lot of his offensive game is based on avoiding contact. So defensively would have to be where it improves at, just because he was getting bullied so much by bigger players. Maybe they can't bully him as much. I'm not saying he's going to turn into PJ Tucker or anything like that, but he just won't get bullied as much by being a little bit bigger.
Yeah. So Kendall, I'm gonna throw you a little bit of a curveball because I think we're all in agreement that it should help him defensively. Offensively, where does this added strength help him most?
Around the basket and in transition, I believe, because when you're in transition and he's running up the court, he is most likely 9 times out of 10 is going to be against a guard, either a point guard or shooting guard, because that's who he'll be defending on the other end. So when he runs back, he won't really be seeing centers or power forwards at the rim. So I would hopefully like to see if he can get to the rim and he stays on his spot. But if they bump him off his spot, it doesn't look like he's flopping. You know, we seen the LeBron James breakaway, even though that is LeBron. But at least it would show like, okay, it might help him get to the line better because that's something that he doesn't really do. But maybe in transition, when he's running, it'll help him finish around the rim and also get to the line.
Cardos, we're talking about Tyler Herro, and I think Ariel brings up an interesting point, which is hilarious to me. He said it'll slow him down in transition and give him more time to think about those 3-on-1 pull-up threes.
Listen, now Ariel has joined the hate party, of course.
That is the worst fucking shot.
Ariel is a very valued member of the post-game crew, and we all share.
I am not saying otherwise. I'm just saying here's added on to the hate that's already piling up tonight.
I don't think it's hate. I think it's justified criticism.
We'll see what he brings to the table this season.
That's just an articulate way to say hate. But somebody else brought up a point about what you were talking about a little bit earlier, Alana, which is injuries. Him adding on this weight will help him deal with the physicality of the league and should help him manage some of those injuries that he was dealing with a little bit better. So, like, I guess we were only looking at the upper part of his body or talking about his upper in terms of defensive strength, but his legs looked a little bigger in that picture too, right?
Well, yeah, and I also think that the fact that he could get to that point hopefully shows he's like ready to go, like he's fully healthy, because I don't think he could work that hard to get his body looking like that if he wasn't. So I felt like that alone should give people a little bit more confidence going into the season that he's healing from whatever, or fully healed from whatever he was dealing with.
And to add on to that, this is his go ahead, Kendall.
Go ahead.
I was about to say, I also think it shows like a little bit of growth and maturity in him. Because, I mean, coming off of that bubble, like being in a Jack Harlow video, there's no way you could say, like, his head wasn't big. Like, coming off of the bubble.
Okay, now you're going to leave. I don't understand what the problem with that is. Like, who cares?
I'm not saying it's not a problem, but it's just, like, I think, like, the success that he had early definitely made his head a little bit bigger. Like,
yeah, he has a chip on his shoulder.
And he already has confidence. He's very confident as it is. He was getting pumped by the fans, the organization, for as well as he played, and now, like, you know, he didn't look so good, and something that a lot of people were criticizing him about. Like, for him to go out and like really put in work on it, it shows like the maturity, like that, and maybe the understanding of the NBA that like nothing's guaranteed, because he went from a future piece to possibly being traded in a year's time, like, and not even like a year's time, in like 6 months. Like, it was like, all right, you know, like, so it's like, all right, it definitely shows that I think he kind of sees it like, all right, I'm not as good as I probably thought I was, and it's still more work that I need to do.
No, before I let you get in with your point, Twan, like, to that, I think Tyler does deserve credit for just what you're speaking to. We heard reports that the organization wasn't necessarily pleased with his work ethic in terms of the weight room, not in terms of him working on his game, because he does that. But they were just talking about the work that he puts in on his body. And obviously from these pictures, like you just said, like, it's shown that he's put in a lot of work this summer, because he looks good, bro. Like, and I just want to put that out there. Like even with the filters and the after workout, flexing, probably standing with the ball like this. So, but you know what I mean? Like the body looks right. But
angles, Royal. His girlfriend is an Instagram model. She coached him a little bit. Come on.
Oh,
she's
absolutely.
a future mom right now. She's working on getting ready.
She's ready to pop. I can't wait.
Yeah. So neither can I.
But my point on Tyler earlier was I forgot my point. Oh, this is his first offseason. Like for real. He came from college where like everybody's smaller, to playing against grown men, and then he had the bubble, and then he had another season following after that. So there's very limited room for him to really get in the gym and improve and get into his NBA body, really. So this is the first time he's really been able to do it, and now we're seeing improvement in that area. So I think that has a lot to do with it because Tyler hasn't really had the time to build up his body and everything like that, regardless of what the front office was saying about his work ethic. He just hasn't really had the time to do it, regardless of if it was in season or out of season. So yeah.
No, for sure. I feel like we're turning from Tyler slander to too much Tyler praise. So we're gonna wrap it up.
We love this. Let's keep it up. Even Ariel's pulling through. Look at this.
No, we don't. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna wrap this Tyler thing up. Knowing what you know now about the way he's looked, the way he's worked on his body, what are your realistic expectations for Tyler this coming season? Kendall, we'll start with you. Work our way around the other way.
I'm expecting him to probably be around the same points per game. Like I believe he averaged like 15 points per game. And I will give him credit. He's a very in the right spot at the right time, like rebounder. I think Tyler's gonna improve because he will not have the ball as much because Kyle Lowry is there. I think he's gonna improve because he'll be playing with Kyle Lowry and PJ Tucker. And with the Victor Oladipo news, I hope I don't segue to anything, but I think that'll also help him too if Vic can come back at least like 75-80% of the player that he is. I think that things are going to be easier for Tyler like this year opposed to what it was last year, because I think early in the season they put a lot on his plate like early on to see if he can handle it, but I think they saw that it's best to scale back, and I think he's going to find himself in a more comfort role to be like an effective player.
Kendall, let me put your mind at ease real quick, bro. There's no way that you can segue to the next topic because I have absolutely no idea where this conversation is going in the first place.
That is
so. But yeah, also Sean Rochester made a very good point. Yeah, Sean Rochester made a very good point. Shout out to our guy, Dr. Struce. He said Tyler saw Struce's upper body in the summer league and is trying to catch up for sure. But Struce has always been built. So I mean, I guess when you're looking at him as a potential person who could come in and take some of your role, then you want to try and put as much distance between you and him as possible. Twan, what are your realistic? Wait, before we go to Twan, I got to do right by my guy. Thank you for joining us today, my man Adam Barai, aka Clutch NBA Barai, aka Miami Adam. I don't know, bro. Whatever, bro. How are you doing today, Adam?
It's just Adam. It's just Adam.
Adam Boston.
Fine.
Boston.
Right. Boston.
No, we're not Adam Boston.
Absolutely not.
We're not. Okay, absolutely not. How are you doing today, Adam?
I'm doing well. Alana talked me out of that Adam Boston handle real quick.
I sure did. That's what I do best.
Okay, so we're gonna go back and we'll finish with Adam. But Twan, I want to hear your realistic expectations from Tyler based on what you've seen.
I think this could probably be his most efficient season. I think he's going to get the best looks that he's gotten as an NBA player, other than maybe like in the bubble run, he was getting really good looks because of just how well Goran was playing. But a lot of his minutes is going to come with Kyle or with two of the big three, I guess. So he's going to get the best looks he's gotten his entire career. I think he can get somewhere around 16, 4 and 4. I think I saw Ariel say like 18, 4 and 4. So somewhere around there. I think he's going to be really efficient this year. Get some good looks, and then we're going to be singing the praises of Tyler all over again.
Yeah, so Ariel said 18, 4 and 4 on 45, 39, 84 splits. That's not bad. Like if Tyler does that, I think everybody's really happy with the season that he's having. Alana, where are you on Tyler? Well, I know where you are on Tyler. What do you believe Tyler's season is going to look like this year?
Honestly, I just want him to have more confidence because I think that moving into the trade deadline I know off the court, he's a polarizing personality, but I don't think he was very confident this season. I think both him and Duncan really struggled around the trade deadline. And I think thereafter, he lost a lot of kind of like the gusto that he had in the bubble. So I just want him to like be, maybe confidence the wrong word, but just like secure in himself, like in his shot and his playmaking abilities too. Like I just want him to grow. I'm not expecting a miracle from him. And I think the bubble run, like we just need to leave that there and just let him be who he needs to be in a regular season. But I want him to like feel more comfortable with himself, I think.
No, I think confidence is actually the perfect word to use for that. In terms of what you're talking about, that it's true. Him and Duncan did lose a lot of confidence in terms of their security with the team because of all the trade rumors surrounding them and them consistently being put in packages. But yeah, I think everybody would like to see Tyler have the confidence return. Hopefully, it's just measured confidence because sometimes
the packages won't stop though.
Huh?
The packages won't stop.
No. Because
he's gonna have to jump that hurdle. Like mentally, he's gonna have to get past that hurdle. The packages will not stop.
Yeah, but we also have to keep in mind his age, right? It's like as people grow and mature, they can handle a little more. And I think that the entire situation he came into was a lot. Like you went from the bubble to this like weird season where then all people are talking about is trying to get rid of you. Like he does need to learn to work through that and handle it. But I think like with time and with age, that'll just come naturally because like he's a young kid at this point. I know he's having a kid and I know like he's in the NBA, but I feel like people are putting too much pressure on him in terms of like a human being.
No, that's facts. He also is going to learn from the experience of dealing with it last year. So I think that's the growth. Like, you know, in the NBA, you don't get much time to develop as a person. You know what I mean? So you're absolutely correct in terms of him needing time to grow. But I think last year him going through it is going to help in that development and help speed that process up just a little bit. Adam, where are you on Tyler's upcoming season?
I'm high on Tyler like the rest of you guys are. I do agree with Alana about the confidence point. I don't know if you guys remember, but the day or that night after the trade deadline, Duncan had like 33 points on like 7 threes.
He went off.
Tyler also went off, and he went off the following night as well. So I think I'm high on both of them, but more specifically, I'm high on Tyler because I think we talked about it in the last episode. I think his role was more defined. The off season that we mentioned, I think his biggest issue, I don't think is his ability. It's just he needs to clear his head on the court. I don't care about off the court. On the court, he needs to clear his head, and in the sense of like figuring out what his role is and what he should be doing. That's what I mean by clearing his head. He just needs to know what he's doing, know how to do it, and just do it efficiently. That's it. And we could easily find him averaging 18-4-4 because of it.
Yeah, I think the panel's going to go on a consensus where we all believe Tyler's going to have a better season. I said it, on some stream a while back, but I'm expecting Tyler to have a really good year. Like, not necessarily like I'm with Kendall where I don't see a humongous scoring boost or anything like that. I'm just expecting him to be infinitely more efficient in his role this year. What's up?
And I think there's a healthy amount of pressure on him this year, a healthy amount, in the sense that he needs to get that extension this summer. It's his third year. This is the
Didn't
time.
They extend him? They picked up the fourth-year option.
They picked up the fourth year. I mean, extend.
Oh, okay.
Like actually extend. So this is the year. If you don't do it this year, you have to either commit to trading him or you have to extend him. So this is the year. So it's on him. He needs to show up.
Yeah, and I think he will. And one of the points that's been made is about the talent that's been added around him during the free agency period. I think that's what's going to make him more comfortable in his role. The fact that we don't have to rely on him to do everything that we were trying to put on his plate last year. We can kind of delegate some of that stuff to some of the other people. So we want to thank our guy Whiskey Johnny for the $5 euros. Is that the way it said, Alana?
Yes.
Euros. I'll take your word for it.
Euro dollars.
Hey, just wanted to thank you all for the content that you put out every day. You make following the Heat an even more special experience. Cheers from Italy. Hey, listen, bro, we appreciate you more so than you appreciate us. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us, bro. This is not a network without the people who watch it. And if you continue, then I'll probably insult you at some time later on down the line. So let's switch from Miami Heat's future to talk about something that was from their past, but needs to be talked about. My man Chris Bosh is going into the Hall of Fame. And it's just kind of like, it's one of those things where it's really like making my insides all warm and fuzzy, bro. Because I love Chris Bosh as a player, and I love him more as a human being. And just watching what he went through, to see him be a Hall of Famer, it is fabulous for me. And I'm just interested to see how it is for all of you guys. Adam, as the person here with the least amount of emotions, how do you feel about Chris Bosh going to the Hall of Fame?
I have a lot of emotions. I just don't show them to you, Royal. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I show them to you when we're watching 2 a.m. highlights. I just don't show them otherwise.
All right.
Exactly. So Chris Bosh, I mean, what can you say about him? The fact that he
Julius Randle.
better than Julius Randle. The fact that he
Paul Pierce.
Did he?
Paul Pierce was complaining about not being in.
Really? Was that recent?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Been complaining about.
That makes it that much better.
Yeah, it makes it that much. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Oh yeah. Okay. So I mean, Chris Bosh, it sucks the way that he ended his career, but it's great to see that he is loved and celebrated by all fan bases, especially the Raptors and the Heat. I really do believe that this is something that almost no one else deserves more than Chris Bosh, and I'm really happy for him.
So thank you, Christian Cardus. He's throwing in a question for the 499. Don't know. He said, if Lemons gets flipped for pennies, who are the teams? Oh, he's talking about Ben Simmons. If Ben Simmons gets flipped for pennies, who are the teams that have a better package than the Heat? Golden State Warriors and maybe New York Knicks. I think a lot of teams who are interested in Ben Simmons could throw together a better package than Miami, because the Miami package is centered around Tyler Herro, as opposed to somewhere.
No,
like,
because Miami should stay far away from Ben Simmons. That's the right answer.
No, absolutely, we should. But just to kind of entertain the question a little bit, if we were going to put a package together, it would be centered around Tyler Herro, as opposed to somewhere like Golden State, where they can put Andrew Wiggins into the deal, or the Knicks. I don't know who the hell
Andrew Wiggins. That's not the prize.
Well, tell me the trade. What's the prize? Wiseman?
Well,
don't ask Adam. Adam's going to say, like, we can bring him to Miami this way. And now he's going to give you a whole rundown about what it would take.
No, that's his job, Alana. That's
right.
I don't want him here. I don't want to hear it. Do not want.
So Andrew Wiggins, he would be in the trade, but he's not the prize. The prize would be one of the young guys and picks. I think Portland probably has as much incentive as they do have a package to get him. You can say New York all you want, but I mean, they just signed. Like, I don't see New York. I don't.
Right.
If it's for pennies, Alana. If it's for pennies.
No.
He's so intriguing.
I wouldn't even take him if we somehow got money from it.
I would do it.
No way.
If it's for pennies in the headline.
His work ethic is such trash that he wouldn't even last in the organization for a week.
In the words of my man Twan Speaks,
I was about to say it.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I think based on contracts and like the rules, he would definitely last a week. But I mean, I would definitely do it because it's, if you could get him for cheap, like it's an all-star player.
He's a defensive player of the year candidate.
Yeah, like
I'm next to Bam
and this culture at all.
But if the Heat culture if the Heat culture is as strong as we think it
next to Jimmy, you think Jimmy's going to put up with his ass again?
No, absolutely not. I'm living in a fantasy land right now, Alana. We're just theorizing.
You're on hallucinogens right now. Is what you're doing. You're like way past like living in a fantasy land. I don't know what you took before this episode.
I want to build the most dysfunctional team that could work. You know, just like this.
Do you like secretly hate this team, Adam? Is that what's happening?
No,
you just want us to
love this team.
I think you're secretly a Sixers fan. This is what I'm getting from this.
A Sixers fan,
or a Celtics fan. I think you're a Celtics fan now. I think that's what's happening.
But Alana, if it Tyler and Duncan and some picks, and like a couple of
that's not pennies. That's not pennies.
Duncan, no.
It's a lot of pennies. But I personally, I don't know. I think the team would move.
You would lose Duncan for Ben Simmons, next to guys like Jimmy and Bam, who would never put up with his ass.
I mean, if the culture is as strong as we say it is, exactly. I'm doing it. The culture is as strong as we say it is. We can't sit here and say Heat culture and then turn around and say, nah, but that player, no, because of what he did for Philly. Like, it's what he
jump in
did
here, bro.
for us. Go ahead,
I'm gonna keep it G real with you, homie.
Keep it G real. I got time today, cuz.
You put Benjamin Simmons next to Bamonte, James Butler, Kyle Lowry. Good God. Who is scoring on that team? There is not a soul. You want Brooklyn?
That's
Bring
two players
Brooklyn.
to guard
They
Giannis.
ain't scoring. Nobody is scoring on that team. Forget offense. The score can be 10-9. I do not care.
Who cares, Ariel? Come on.
Thank you, Ariel. Finally, someone who can praise.
So, no, can you put up his earlier comment? He said the Jimmy Ben dynamic, no thanks, and the fit next to Bam and Jimmy is awful.
Yes,
sure,
I concur.
It is, but
it's a terrible fit.
It's talented.
Spacing.
Right. It's a terrible fit, but it's different. Like no other team.
Yeah,
right. Like
it is also by far and away the best defensive team in the NBA.
And it's the most intriguing roster you could ever have.
Yeah, it's probably one of the best defenses in NBA history. Just being honest.
Imagine if you keep.
So y'all all shared drugs before the show. Didn't invite me to the party. That's what I'm getting here.
Amigos and some Tropicana.
Y'all aren't on what you should be on. Okay, you're all on some cuckoo banana shit.
Lowry.
I don't think any of these people are sponsors.
Lowry, Depot, Jimmy.
We're working on it.
Nah, man, you have to take that.
Okay, so let's get back to the topic. Let's get back to the topic that we were talking about, even though this is a very fun conversation. Once we do a rundown, we'll actually do this one.
Me too, Ariel. Me too.
Thank you, Christian Carters, for the $199.
She's gonna put everything that supports her.
Hey, we got money, guys. Thank you, Christian Carters, for the $199. Don't know. He said mint teams package for trade for a superstar. We don't care. We took your conversation and took it where we wanted it to go. Let's get back to Chris Bosh. Alana, how do you feel about Chris Bosh being inducted into the Hall of Fame and everything that's gone into it? Like the post, I think he had a post that was like really touching about how his career ended. Play Ben at the 5.
I'm taking this off. Don't care. No, I could not be happier for Chris Bosh. I'm still like so heartbroken about how everything ended up for him. And actually, I was talking about this in the Alex Dono show earlier this week. I feel like he wasn't appreciated as much back then. Like, and even when he went down with the injury, people were sad, but they were more so sad about like, what is the team going to do now? But now that it's been a couple years, I feel like people really understand, like, not only on the court, but off the court, what kind of a great guy he is. I think to Adam's point, like literally no one deserves this more, and I'm super happy for him.
Yeah, I think what's helping fans realize that is that we've looked at so many different iterations of the Miami Heat team since he's retired that he would have been huge for. Could you imagine, like, and he would have still been on the roster. So could you imagine this Heat team as it's currently constructed, add in Chris Bosh? That's a championship contender. So I think the value of him as a player has only gone up since we've seen what life is like without him. Twan, how are you feeling about Chris Bosh?
I was one of the ones who didn't really get to appreciate like CB when he was here. I was a little kid. I wasn't really like all into basketball. I just liked the Heat and Dwayne Wade, so I was like one of them guys. But now as I got older and I watched all this stuff, now it's like I'm so sorry to Chris Bosh. I slandered his name in the streets like everybody else did. I was one in the number. But
are you serious?
I was a little kid. What do you want me to do?
Okay, at least you're like busting yourself and you're not making us do some research. All right.
No, but now I really I'm upset that I didn't appreciate CB for as great as he was, and then once Braun left and he was like the go-to guy that season, hitting fadeaway threes and game-winning threes over Portland and everything like that. Like I couldn't have been a more Chris Bosh fan now than ever before. But like it's good all that he went through, especially the way his career ended. Like Adam was saying, bro, like this is the best basketball achievement you can get. Not being a championship, given all that he's been through.
Somebody said that Bosh is Kevin Love with defense. That is an absolute slight to Chris Bosh. Kevin Love couldn't do half the shit that Chris Bosh could do. like he just could not, bro. You go back and watch them Chris Bosh highlights. There's one highlight mix in particular about Chris Bosh, bro. It makes me tear up every time I watch it. Kendall, how are you feeling about Chris Bosh finally getting into the Hall of Fame?
I mean, it feels good. I mean, another Miami Heat player, the guy who was a part of like the most exciting like period, like long-term period, 4-year run of Heat basketball. It's awesome. I mean, this guy grabbed a rebound, and it's something that, like, the commentary that Mike Breen put, like, everybody can replay that as a Heat fan. It just feels good. I mean, and everything, the having the game taken away from him, but at the end of the day being rewarded and being a Hall of Famer. I mean, it's very satisfying to see. I just remember, like, those couple of games, the one in Atlanta, the one in Portland, the one in Atlanta, Wade and Barnes didn't play, and Chris Bosh carried the team to a win, and then the one in Portland when it was just him and Wade. It's just he has moments, and I remember it was one game against the Bobcats. Like, he hit like 4 threes in a row in the fourth quarter. I don't know if it was during the 27-game win streak, but I remember him hitting 4 threes in a row in the fourth quarter, and the man was just always like on time and just there when we needed him most.
I think that was against Atlanta.
Which one?
It might have been.
Oh, the 4 threes in a row. I remember that one. That was against the Bobcats, but I remember him having a big 3 deep against Atlanta.
Yeah. So let's kind of segue into that, because I think Kendall kind of pushed it that way. What's your favorite Chris Bosh moment of all time with Miami? Twan, we'll go to you.
I mean, the easy one, right? Wow. The easy one is the.
I'm glad you said it.
Rebound.
No problem.
But I'm not a Chris Bosh hater. I'm a Chris Bosh.
I'm the voice of the people, alone.
But other than the easy one with the rebound and everything like that, it has to be like all the like off court stuff, like the Harlem Shake video, the video bombs, like him just screaming and spitting all over the place, like stuff like that is like that's the most memorable CB stuff. Like those images are like ingrained in my head, bro.
Lana?
Yeah, for me, it's the off-court stuff, just because on-court, like, we know what he can do. No one was ever necessarily doubting that. He was such a good guy, and he played his role perfectly, where he knew that, Wade and LeBron were going to get more shine, but he also wanted to make sure that he contributed night in and night out. I also think he was just a really, like, good guy to have around the younger guys on the team. So, I don't know. His whole aura, like, I feel like he embodies everything that like Miami Heat culture is. And it is, like I said, it makes me sad that I don't think people appreciated him enough then, but I'm glad he's getting the recognition now, at least.
Absolutely. Adam?
So Twan said the rebound. I'm going to go with 25 seconds after that. The block that he had. Or was that in overtime?
That was in overtime.
That was in overtime. In overtime. That block, I watched that block and I knew that they weren't going to lose Game 7. It was over. It was over right there.
I have a question. Do you guys think that was a foul?
No.
Like just unbiased? No.
Okay.
You got
regular season was a foul. Yeah, regular season.
No.
Yeah, there you go.
Not even in the regular season. It was clean. I think.
He didn't touch him actually. Yeah, he got all ball.
It was all ball.
It was a lot of ball, but.
All ball.
Okay, so we got 2 Chris Bosh haters here tonight. I got you.
Exactly.
My name is not going to be continued to be slandered in these streets. I am not a Chris Bosh.
It is because you're the newbie. This is a little hazing right before the season.
One of them is clearly a Boston fan, so we knew he would hate on Chris Bosh anyway.
Who?
This guy.
Who?
This guy.
Who is this guy?
No, I didn't include him in the haters.
I don't know.
I'll bring you back though.
Thank you. Yeah, I included your ass. You are a hater, bro. My favorite Chris Bosh moment, I don't even remember the play itself. It was the reaction. It was like he was kind of like I think he dunked, fell on the ground. It was like laying on the ground, looked right into the camera and like did some shit like that. Bro, I don't know what it was, bro. I don't remember what play it was, but it was my favorite thing I had ever seen Chris Bosh do. Because he does the roaring and all that kind of stuff, but just the personality that he showed on the court, bro. He was like 2 different people, and I love Chris Bosh.
Also, him yelling at Mario Chalmers every 5 seconds, like
that was kind of like a team building activity to yell at Mario Chalmers. Everybody kind of
it was a prerequisite.
Okay, so I said we were only going to go 35 minutes,
I didn't get my moment, man.
Oh, I thought you went first, bro. My bad.
I ain't go.
No, bro, ain't nothing like. Go ahead.
My moment, it's interesting because Twan took my first one. The rebound, the photo bomb, like that was like he created a trend with that. Like he was honestly the first person to start that trend. But the moment that stuck out to me after that was when we lost to Dallas in 2016. He fell to his knees, and it just let me know as a fan, like, all right, this guy like really, really cares. Like he really wants this shit. And it meant something to me to see, like, all right, like his first NBA finals, and he's on the team with LeBron and D Wade. He could easily just walk back and be like, all right, you know, but we're gonna be back next year. But no, like him losing that first one, it hurt him. Like that really stuck with me as a fan, and it just highlighted like how important like not only that season, but him just playing the game of basketball really was to him.
So you felt the same way about Joel Embiid crying after they lost to Toronto?
Nah, man.
I don't know who that is.
Them memes was like our Italian person. We.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
I'm sorry. Did you say we to? I what?
You hate a lot of players or dislike.
Yeah, it's like me in real life. I dislike most people. There's no difference.
That's fair.
We're just an exceptional club.
Oh, 100%.
Did somebody say we to something Italian? Bro.
Yeah, he said we Italian. Like that ain't it. That's French. Yes, there you go. Thank you.
Too bad I am not Eastern European. Like,
bro, Italian is it's me, Mario. That's what you're supposed to say, bro. Everybody know that. But
Western Europe.
Yeah, that's not Eastern Europe at all.
Well, it's to the east of the
No, that's not how Europe works.
It's east of us, yeah.
Yeah.
I failed geography, bro, so I don't know nothing about Eastern.
Bro, it's to the east. Like wherever it is on the map, I don't give a damn. It's to the east of Miami.
Wherever it is, he goes up.
It's over there.
It's like it's the people in California saying Las Vegas, east
across the water,
East Coast.
It's over there.
It's over there.
So let's pay some bills, guys. One
more thing. I want Kendall to give us on the spot a hypothetical, like he did last.
He already has one prepped.
Oh, okay, Adam. They answered it already. Would you rather bang the shit out of your funny bone or stub your big toe?
This one's easy.
Stub the big toe.
No.
Really?
Are you okay? Who would choose that?
Oh,
really,
bro? The big toe. Yeah,
bro. It was 3-1 beginning. Like
do you have real toes? Do you have
stub the big toe?
Prosthetic
the funny
toes
bone,
that don't hurt?
You can't ice that. Like I could stub the toe and put ice right on it right away.
No
the funny bone goes away in 15 seconds. Grow a pair and get over it. What?
I like that. Grow a pair, bang your funny bone, and call it a day. Okay?
Yeah, deal with it.
Adam, bro, you a wild man, bro. Stubbing that toe different.
Yeah, bro. Do you understand what stubbing your toe is? Like,
you're stub your toe on a bed.
What type of rails do you have on the side of your bed? Because my shits are metal, bro. Yeah, when that toe touched that metal,
bowling alleys,
bro.
He has the bowling alley gutter ball. Like,
yeah. What kind of bed frame do you have?
Give us
a race car. A car.
I have
like a little kid's room.
Yes,
I actually have
a little kid bed.
Yeah.
He has a crib, guys.
Lightning McQueen.
Rusty.
Wow.
Y'all are children. You know what? All of you are children. You can be a child too, Alana.
No, I don't want to be a child.
Okay, you're in
I'm a grown-ass woman.
Give us a different hypothetical, Kendall.
I have another show to do in a matter of minutes.
All right, would you rather?
You have 20.
All right, I got it. Would you rather have to wear someone else's underwear or someone else's socks?
Bro.
Hey, you asked for.
Hold on. Are these articles of clothing clean?
No, of course not. That will make it easy.
Okay, then
it's still easy.
Then socks. Yeah,
easy.
What?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you guys answers. I don't know, but for me, it's easy. I would definitely take the socks. Yes.
Yeah, the socks.
Alana wanted to fight an orangutan last
I don't want to.
No, because y'all are, and then I'm not doing this again.
I get it. Other people's underwear are extremely gross, but I care a lot about my feet, like a lot.
So you're debating this one?
Listen, dog. Like, bro.
Oh my god.
Like feet are something like they just irk me.
Underwear that has been worn, Royal.
Listen, I get it, bro, but it all depends, bro. If it's my
Imagine Royal. Hold on. Imagine Royal. There's like a white sock, and then there's like there's underwear that has like stains on it.
Yeah.
He's like,
Royal's debating. I don't know what to do.
it's like,
Kid Mark.
Listen, bro. Listen, I guess I go. I don't know, bro. That's tough, bro.
You guess.
You get
This is the easiest this or that question.
Bro, we will have a conversation outside of this about me and feet, bro. But I do not deal with other people's feet, bro.
Yeah, I'm leaving him out.
No, don't leave me out. People's feet are disgusting, bro. Okay?
Used underwear, worn underwear that belongs to someone else. You'd rather put that on.
Listen, bro, I got brothers, okay? So
Okay.
I've had to share drawers before, Alana. Like it's happened.
so if okay. Kendall, you got anything else?
Oh, would you
No, we should stop giving us these. These are terrible.
No, I like this.
dono for Royal to read.
Thank you, Christian Cardoos, for the $1.99 dono. He said Adam picked big toe, so he must choose underwear.
No, only Royal's crazy on that one, apparently.
Yeah,
Bro, I'm not crazy. Y'all look, bro, feet. Okay, time to pay the bills, guys.
no, one more,
What?
Kendall.
Bro, okay.
Yeah, let one more. We like three.
Have I ever licked feet? Hell no.
End it.
All right, I'm saying.
Well, I didn't even put a comment. Why are you reading it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't help it, bro. Like it just did it. I'm sorry.
I know we know you can't help it. One more. Let's get a third.
Okay.
All right, would you rather be itchy or
Scratchy?
sticky?
Or what?
Sticky?
Sticky.
Like sticky where?
Bro, your whole body's itchy,
whole
your whole
body?
body's sticky. Yeah, so like when you sit your ass down, think about
Sticky, because like I get sticky from lotion sometimes.
think about the troubles you have getting up.
Okay, I'm not like
The
stuck
troubles.
to my chair.
No,
because of my lotion.
that's how serious
You
it
got
is.
gum everywhere.
same way you
His ass is made of Velcro.
Yes, the same way you would scratch.
I mean, I
yourself.
do have ass cream if we're being totally frank here. You gotta keep it tight. I'm just saying.
Good night, y'all.